Rockers in Recovery Media is dedicated to carrying the message of addiction recovery through music, news, events, and festivals taking place within and not limited to the clean and sober community.
Hey, John Hollis with Waking Up Blessed and Rockers in Recovery. I want to thank everybody for tuning into the show this morning. Have a great day ahead of us. Any day we get to wake up sober and clean, we're waking up blessed. That's what this show is about. It's about being able to carry a message of inspiration, experience strength and hope for somebody out there that might be struggling, or more importantly, might be in a situation where they're on the fence, and we get to show them what recovery looks like. What's the face on recovery? And if you're listening to Waking Up Blessed this morning with our friend David Uosikkinen of the Hooters. And David is doing some great work, man. If you get to check him out, you can go to David Uosikkinen on Facebook. And David, welcome to the show. Thanks for being on Waking Up Blessed.
Morning, John. How are you?
Yeah, all right, brother. Hey, listen, I'm really, really glad that you're on the show with us because, first of all, it's been about a year.
Speak with you.
Yeah, it's been about a year since the last time we had you on, and you've done a lot since then. You've gone across. I guess you were over doing some music across the ocean there on the other side of the pond. You've come back and done a bunch of stuff. You're with Smash Place now. What's going on with that? What's with Smash Place?
Actually, it must be written there wrong. It's actually Smash Palace.
Is
Smash
it?
Palace is a band. Smash Palace is a band that I don't even recall how it came about, but Franz Smith Jr., who plays with me in the Hooters, was a long-time contributor, friend of Steve Butler's, contributor with his music and things like that, and he started playing with Smash Palace. And when we started doing my project In the Pocket, I invited him to join us, and then he invited me in turn to join Smash Palace. And it's actually my fourth, I think what we're counting is my fourth record with them. So
really?
As I write, I got an upcoming blog on Modern Drummer where I talk about back in the 80s, it was like unusual to have multiple bands if you were a pro guy. It was like, you do your sessions. But now, where I am in my career, and most guys I talk to, I said, what are you doing? Like I have In the Pocket, I play with the Hooters, which I leave for Europe on Thursday for a month. And then I Smash Palace, and then I do my session and whatever I can do with teaching and things like that. It's really important, and on a lot of levels. Not only it's a business, so you got to stay busy, but you got to keep your wheels greased. And in my case, where I'm in my 60s, you got to keep moving. Else you stop moving. So that's that. And I wouldn't have figured that out if I wasn't sober, John.
Well, and something that's funny that you say that, because the reality of getting through life, the way that we used to, compared to where we're at now, that's the theme of the show is waking up blessed. Any day I can wake up blessed today is a blessing. So, before we get into that stuff, what is it to you to wake up blessed? I mean, what does that mean to you?
It's easy. It's not waking for me. Like, if you get better, when I say better, if you recover from drug addiction or alcoholism, probably in any case of any addiction, where you wake up and you feel free, really free, that's pretty blessed, if you ask me. Because there was a day when I would wake up and the first thing I'd have to do is either I'd be sick and I'd be copping, I'd find a way to cop, and I would be desperate. The four horsemen, man, would be staring me in the face. And that is probably the catalyst every day of trying to help another suffering person, because I got out of that. I'm lucky. I don't have that anymore. My biggest enemy is my head. That's it. And what I do with it during the day, where I make a decision every day how I'm going to perform that day in our world with people in it, and how do I behave in this world, So I'm lucky and I'm blessed, to be honest with you.
Mm. What are some of the things that you do? Because, listen, the show is geared around one of the things that we wanted to do with this show was, hey, listen, there's so much information going out there now. And, the reality is that you can get online at any given time and watch some live, broadcast from somewhere talking about recovery in some aspect. But one of the things I don't hear a lot of, and we are hoping that we can transmit with this show, is that what do you do each day when you're going through your trials and tribulations? Or, hey, listen, sometimes good things are happening too, and that can be a crisis. So what do you do as you go through your day to help you maintain and stay rooted when you're dealing with life on life's terms?
Yeah, me, I prepare for that. I prepare for like today. You take it a day at a time, an hour at a time, whatever. My life is good today. I had to force myself to chill out for a couple of days before I fly to Europe for 20 shows, and so it's one of those things. I said it just earlier. Like I got a bad head. So if I don't get myself right with myself or my God or whoever I look towards for strength, then I'm asking for trouble. So basically, any given day I wake up and I try to prepare for what's ahead of me. In this case, I got to get the right rest. I got to eat right. I got to sleep right. I got a wife at home. I got to make sure that she's okay. My son out in California. All those things that I got to take care of. That when I go on the road, that I'm not like a maniac and I'm not forgetting where I come from or I could end up. John, that's probably the biggest thing is where I could end up if I make the wrong turn, door number 2. There are no guarantees in this world. You got to really do certain things every day that have helped me, and some days I'm good and some days I'm not, as you know. We've talked about that.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things that it's funny, you're absolutely right, because on any given day, depending on how I go into that day, really can end up not only being detrimental to me, but to people around me.
That's the worst. We never think about that, did we, till later?
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh man, I'm a wrecking ball, man. When I'm out, when I look at some of the periods of my lifetime where I was, wreaking havoc on myself, when I'm never really thinking, when you're in yourself, you're not really thinking about others. But it's the others that you really wreak havoc on. And to me, it just that in itself should keep you sober, but it doesn't. The fact is, it doesn't. And but we both know that you got to try to help somebody else. You got to put yourself in some positive situations, and then you kind of help yourself. I think doing that.
Do you find yourself, finding, because I find, in the morning that when I get centered and I read some literature and I really start the day out without, because my brain is awake about a half an hour before I am, and it's already has the committee running, and it already has everything. So when my eyes open up, it's already talking to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get, I read some literature and I start my day.
Yeah. Yeah, well, John, I was saying my committee started at 3 a.m. 2 days ago, two mornings ago. And I just woke up, and lately I've been sleeping really good, and I had some sleep issues that I discovered, and I took care of that, but the other day I woke up and went, ooh, you got this going on, you got that going on. Now it all takes care of itself if you're doing all the right things. You just do, you put one foot in front of the other. And to me, one of the blessings you talked about, waking up, you think about it, like I got a lot of my life couldn't be more full with career, music stuff going on. And as long as my health is good, I'm able to do it. So, but I got to remember that, I got to remember it's a really good thing. But that committee you were talking about can really be somebody you can it's there. And if you take care of it, it's manageable, So
yeah, man.
That's my chop on that.
What do you think? What are some of the readings you do? You got to be out on the road. I know that.
I always carry. I'm not big on a lot of stuff other than the big book, man. I've been having that thing with me a long, long time, and I carry it with me because it's always been like it's my go-to forever. And weird things happen to me. Like if I'm like I gotta go to my room and I read something and I open it up, boom. Sometimes I just haphazardly open it up and it's to where it's actually what I'm needed at that time. So I've had too many quinky things like that happen to me to make me realize that it works for me. I go to. I wish I could tell you I go to a meeting every day. I don't anymore. I just because of my schedule, but I got a regular meeting that I go to where I live, and it's out in Valley Forge, and I like going to that meeting because the guys know me, and they can even tell, usually before I can tell, that you're not in a great spot. And every time I've been in trouble, it's always been like my sponsor or somebody who's like pulled me out of the dirt. And it's because, usually I'm not the first one to say, you know what, I'm in trouble. Sometimes I don't even know before I'm there, And that's why the good thing about that is, So I encourage people that, whether you're, when I got sober, I wasn't even sober. I was drinking, I was using, I was doing all those things, and I was still going to meetings because they kept on saying, keep coming back. So eventually I put it all down, and then I had some time to get better. But then again, as this isn't something that ever goes away. You're on it all the time, and I've run into some roadblocks over my lifetime, and fortunately, because of being connected, to me, this is the most important thing, is being connected is why I still survived, and I survived those relapses.
Absolutely. And being human, and this is what relapse had really shown me when I went through what I had to go through, and I believe that I had to go through what I had to go through, and it showed me that I'm human. I'm human first. Listen, we all have diseases, and especially when you talk about addiction. Addiction can be anything from a heroin addiction to a shoe addiction. I mean, it really the level of that addiction really falls into if you got a heroin addiction, that's like chronic level 3 addiction. You got a shoe addiction. You're still addict. You're still an addict. You're still going through those things. You're still going through the compulsions. You're still going through all of that stuff. But it isn't. The point of the matter is that what we have today is we have the opportunity to know that we're human, and we have these frailties. We have these character flaws. We have these things, and we get to understand who we are. And sometimes, I don't know about you, but I know for me that those things were humbling. And there were some cases where I needed to be. You know what I mean? So I think that we go through exactly what we need to go through.
Yeah. Well, you're funny. I like it. I like the shoe analogy. You could maybe a woman could fall off a pair of 3-inch pumps, break her neck, but with heroin, you could OD and never see the light of day again. You know what I mean? So that's that. You know what I mean? That shoe addiction is going to kill you immediately, like a heroin will, and especially these days, it being so as nasty as it is, from what I understand. A lot of young people. I have a lot of people that call me that. It's out there waving its ugly finger at us, and if you don't, spread the word as you do, and I'm really grateful that you do, John. It's like you've hung in there, no matter what anybody else said. You keep on doing. You spread the word of recovery, because no one's fallible, and we all, we've all made mistakes, and you come back and you've helped a lot of people, and you certainly helped me. So that helps me to get on the road. With guys that, don't do the same things I do. They're professionals, and, there was resentments I had for a long time about guys that could live a different kind of life and get away with it. Me, I could never get away with it. It just was tearing me up. So I'm blessed in the sense I got a great wife, Dallin, who takes care of me, and I try to take care of her in turn, and great friends. So it really is a nice life if you want it to be.
One of the things that it was kind of funny, man, because over the weekend I had seen this old Stevie Ray Vaughan clip. It was an actual video, and I clipped it down to this amazing message. And Stevie, hey, listen, he made no bones about it. He was one of us. And, that message he gave
most
was
definitely.
huge, man.
Yeah, well, I met Stevie. I met Stevie with the Hooters. We played at the Wax Museum in D.C. I think we did a few. We were on the same label, and believe it or not, I mean, the Hooters played gigs with Stevie Ray Vaughan. We were a blues band. We were a ska band at the time. Did a lot of reggae, and I met Stevie back in the day when we were both Little Rays in Hell. And then I was fortunate through my friend Billy Alford in Texas. The Hooters were playing, I believe, in Dallas, and one day at my hotel door, man, there's a knock on the door, and there's Stevie Ray Vaughan and Billy. And Billy said, hey, let's go hang out. You know, we know you've been on the road for, I think I was on the road for 8 months at the time or something. And, you know, we know how squirrely he can get because they do it. And Stevie was carrying a green card in the back of his pocket. And I remember getting his Grand Am and just hanging out, and him being such a incredible, giving human being. And what a 180 he did on what he used to be. And he was making better music than ever, and he was a calling card for sobriety, man. He came to my hotel room. I remember the guys in my band say, as they saw us walk into my car later on, they said, was that you with Stevie Ray Vaughan? The guy really looked like him. I said, yeah, that was him, man. He was like doing a 12-step call with me. So,
wow, dude.
Pretty cool.
That's incredible, man.
And Billy Alford, too, man, who brought him by. Yeah. And we stayed friends until his unfortunate passing in, I believe it was a helicopter. You know, it's very sad, very sad.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you know, it was one of those guys that, and you know, when you look at that tree too, Clapton helping Stevie, you know, Clapton being a sponsor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those things, like, when you think about it, and again, these guys had no problem putting it out there exactly what they were, you know, what they were going through and how it wasn't working for them anymore either. I mean, think about that. You know, these guys were hardened dope fiends, and they went forever, man, and then it stopped working. And they had no problem saying, hey, listen, you know, I needed to clean up and it doesn't work anymore. Maybe it works for you, but it didn't work for me, and these are the things that I'm doing to make my life better. And you know something, I think Clapton and Stevie Ray made it cool to be able to say, hey, listen, I surrender.
No, I still remember hearing about him because what we were hearing before that was, don't be surprised when you get the news. You know, I mean, it was because he was on a tear, you know? So, you know what I mean? You understand that. Like, and then you hear either you get off, you got to either you make a move or you don't, and you end up in jails, institution of death, or you get yourself together. And Stevie did. And, you know, what was so cool about Stevie is that Steve was like, his end of it was all about helping other people. He knew that he had, like, I'm guessing like me, knowing you got a lot of defects of characters and shortcomings, but that doesn't stop you from helping another human being. And that was what he was all about doing. And I mean, I got that exact example when he came to visit me in Dallas, drove around a rental Grand Am. And then that night, he flew to Austin and played the Austin City Limit show because I invited him to come see us play. And he said, I got a gig of my own. So, you know, he went and did that gig. But I feel really lucky to have met, because, you know, in a lot of ways, he's like, we look at Stevie like we look at Jimi Hendrix, you know, and I never met Jimi Hendrix, but I got to hang with Stevie Ray. Stevie Ray is rock and roll, just an icon. You know, blues man, unbelievable. You know, who plays like that? You know, so I was fortunate in that way. Absolutely, John.
Smash Palace.
Always good rapping with you, man. Smash Palace,
Smash Palace, and
it happened to me.
Smash Palace Music.
Yeah, you know, so if anybody wants to check out what I'm doing, you can go to see smashpalace.com, and you could see the new video. It happened to me, and then you could check out. Of course, you know, I play with the Hooters. You can go to hootersmusic.com, check that out. And, of course, In the Pocket, David Uosikkinen's In the Pocket, .com. Songsinthepocket.org, I'm sorry. But, that's that. And, you know, it's just a daily mission, man, trying to keep it together. But our lives are good, John. It's
not
others now, right?
Bro, we've come a long way one day at a time, bro, and I'm so glad that you are healthy and happy, and, you know, congratulations. You've been married for a year now, right?
Coming up, October. She just reminded me we're coming up on our dating anniversary.
Very cool.
Makes me laugh. I
Very
said,
cool.
Yeah, well, we got married in October, and I'm a very happy guy. It's all good, all good.
Well, listen, to you and the bride,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Yeah.
If I don't catch up with
Thanks,
you
John.
between now and your
Yeah.
anniversary, and thank you
Yeah.
for supporting Rockers in Recovery. We love you big time, and we look forward to hearing great things coming out of Europe, and most importantly, from Smash Palace.
Yeah. Hey, listen, and also keep up the good work, and I'll talk to you when I get back from Europe.
Sounds good, man. Look forward to it.
All right, John. All right, buddy.
All right, thanks, David. All right, guys, there you go. Rockers in Recovery, Waking Up Blessed. Our friend David Uosikkinen of the Hooters. Check out Smash Palace. You can check it out at Smash Palace Music. And David's a great guy. We look forward to hearing great things from him when he comes back from Europe and the different things that he's getting ready to do. And I look forward to having him back on the air. And you guys have a great morning. Be blessed in all you do. And thank you for tuning in today.
Oh, what a surprise. You open your eyes. The answers you find that will set you free. They say it can happen. It happened to me. Days you know that won't last. Slip in the past. New things will come speeding past. You see, they say it can happen. It happened to me. All I was searching for was some kind of reality. The first time you opened up your eyes and smiled at me, it opened my mind. Those moments in time that seem so divine. Now you are mine. It will set you free. They say it can happen. It happened to me. Oh, 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 oh. All I was searching for was some kind of reality. The first time you opened up your eyes and smiled at me, it opened my mind. Those moments in time that seem so divine. Now you are mine. It will set me free. They say it can happen. It happened to me. It happened to me. Oh yeah. It happened to me. Oh yeah.
Rockers in Recovery Radio is based on opinion only and is not meant to treat or diagnose any health or mental health issue of any kind. If you feel you need help for any health-related issues, please contact a physician or mental health professional. The opinions expressed by our guests are not necessarily those of Rockers in Recovery.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office.
More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.